Sour Beer 101, how to use hops in sour beer. I've got about a quarter ounce of Willamette. It's only about 4 IBUs. For this wort, it is going to be a sour beer. Not a lot of hops, 60-minute addition. It's the only addition that I'm going to use. This is how not to use hops in a sour beer. I'm using some hops to actually inhibit the bacteria in my sour culture. Some of the feedback I get from some people, not all people, is that my beer's too sour. Other people do like the sour level in it, but I wanted to learn how to kind of inhibit the bacteria so it's less sour. And hops is really the best way of doing it, I found out so far. With American Sour Beers by Michael Donsmeyer and some other interviews with a lot of the commercial brewers that make sour beers, they'll say, like Jester King or Vinny Cilurzo from Russian River, they'll say that they use like 20 IBUs, 25 IBUs in their sour beers. And I've been hearing people give advice on using 20 IBU or less, or 10 IBU or less, or 5 IBU or less. I tell you right now, using no hops is the best way to go. Use no hops in a sour beer until you're familiar with the culture that you're using. If you're reusing a culture, like I am, this culture is 3.5 years old now, eventually you're going to have to tone down the sourness in the beer. And that's when you start using hops. And that's why the commercial brewers use so much hops. They have to. They don't do it, out of recipe design or flavor development or anything like that. I mean, sure, hops has some flavor compounds in there, and it does contribute. But if you're looking to get a sour beer and you want a lot of acidity, don't use any hops. Some of the hops, or some of the cultures like Brevis, they say is hop tolerant, and they might have the genetic material for hop tolerance, but they're not grown at the yeast lab in a high IBU environment, or any IBU environment for that matter. And so those genes aren't expressed. And when you use hops in those brand new cultures, whether it's Brevis or something else, it really just inhibits the ability of the bacteria. Especially with the Omega Labs blend, a lot of people are recommending that blend right now because you can get a lot of acidity out of that blend. If you put in any hops at all, it will completely inhibit that culture. But it performs great if you don't have any hops. If you're a commercial brewer and you got to use hops, you might want to do mash hopping. Mash hopping will reduce the IBUs by 70%, so you'll get 30% of the IBUs if you mash hop. So, lesson of the day: don't use any hops in your sour beer, and you'll get a lot more acidity. Cheers.